Hey guys, it's Hillary. It is Wednesday and I'm here in my studio. I wanted for Teacher Space today, I thought of this as I was working yesterday with a grad who graduated my training program to be a teacher and has been off in the teaching world for years now, and is coming back, and we're deep diving into the traditional mat and teaching virtual. But we were talking about all the connections, and we were doing roll up in the 100, and that brought me to think about this exercise. Even though you think, wow, it's probably not something a beginner would do, but they can, and you can really break it down. And it's using the lovely Wunda Chair, and it's the pull-up. And this one I love for two reasons. I like to give it to new clients, especially guys who feel that they've got these strong abs and they do all these sit-ups and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And you put them here and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, the pedal won't lift up. So I think that it's good for showing people, hey, we're gonna have to really get deep here in order to make this happen. Two, it's an easy one for people to just power through and cheat. And it's also one that really connects the spine stretch, your teaser, the 100, tendon stretch, all of these things, even basically into the roll up. So I wanted to kind of look at it and build it. I have the Gratz chair. So I've got it at the two top springs, which are the heaviest. And the reason is I want that rule of the 50-50 with the chair. I want it to feel like it's going to catapult me off, and that I've got to stay on it, and I've got to keep that pedal from tossing me, which means I've got to use my legs the entire time. So if you think of your elephant, this is another good one. They just keep coming. Another good one to connect with in terms of, a lot of times people are so focused on that upper part of the back and rounded, and I think the same thing comes here. They're so focused on that upper back being in that position that they forget all about all of this down here. And we're looking like throughout the whole work that when we do extension or we do flexion, that it's a nice even, that it's not rounded more than the other not rounded. So I'm a good one to watch because I'm very tight back here, so I'm gonna do the best I can. And that's the other thing, is maybe someone rounds so much in the upper that you need to bring that down a little bit to make it even with what they can do in the lower. So think on that one. It's kind of a deep thought for this early in the morning, I think. But anyway, let's look at it. So I'm not terribly tall, so I'm gonna place my hands more towards the middle, maybe a little towards the front, and step on the pedal. And again, it's heavy. And so let me just sort of show you, and I know you know this, what you normally will see. You'll see people round into it, they'll shift all their weight into their arms, and they'll bring the pedal up and push it down, and it's just super easy, right? There's not a lot happening in my body here. I feel like maybe my arms are working, but really other than that, not much happening. So if we think about how we speak to the client, and try not to say, don't do this, don't do this, don't, and maybe just letting them kind of explore and feel it a bit. So just think of the heels being connected and really squeezing them together, like in your footwork and your tendon stretch. And then just think of your arms pushing the chair away. I haven't shifted my weight in any way, shape, or form. I'm pretty much in my legs. And then from there, I'm gonna think about pushing the floor and pushing the pedal into the floor as I push the chair away. And I'm using that to round into it as best as I can. And then from there, I'm gonna try to think that I'm gonna then shift 50% of my weight into my arms. Not 100, just 50. I'm gonna keep pushing that pedal away into the floor and pushing the chair away. Look towards my hips, and I'm gonna see, can I keep this 50-50, keep the heels connected, and just lift the pedal maybe an inch off the floor. So from here, if someone kind of shifts forward, then why not just say, hey, can you bring some more weight into your legs without that pedal moving? And in order to do that, they've got to push into their arms, push the feet. And I feel like I'm pushing the pedal to the floor, even though it's not moving, and I'm pushing the chair away, and I'll bring it back down. So I just kind of have them hold it a little bit and play with that. And by pushing the pedal away, even though it's not moving, I feel that whole elephant of pulling that carriage back in. And so from there, let's explore it a little more. I'm going to push the chair away. I'm going to push it into the floor, squeeze my heels together. I've got that 50-50. I'm going to lift it an inch. And then I'm going to see how far can I go without losing that 50-50. And I'm going to keep pulling it up. Oh, I'm going to lose it. And then I'm going to push it all the way back down. So I could go higher, but watch what happens. As I go into that up, I can shift my weight, and I can bring it up. And then I can bring it back down and shift my weight back down. So what you want to really think about is trying to maintain that feeling of pushing the chair away and pushing into the legs, that 50-50 with the weight, and then really pulling the pedal up, trying to keep that 50-50. And if I see them kind of shift, I'll say, oh, can you maybe bring more weight into those legs? And then I watch them kind of go back. And I don't tell them to do it. I say, can you? Can you maybe get some weight back into that back leg? Can you do this? Can you kind of connect more with that 50-50? Can you go a little higher? Can you keep pushing the pedal down? So that they're kind of exploring it. And what you can see is that by really connecting maybe certain exercises on the mat. So the 100, the reach of those legs, the whole roll up and the spine stretch and the roll over, all of those of really, taking that back and rounding it as much as you can. This spring just gives the body these things to kind of go, oh yeah, I see what you're saying, I got it. And it's just such a lovely, fun, challenging exercise. So it's one I either like to do at the end that we kind of built to it, or something to really get them to connect to something that when we go back to the reformer or the mat to finish, that they've got it and they understand. I can say, remember that pedal, push into that pedal. Remember those arms, push into those arms. So you've got some of these little tidbits of little tools in their box that they keep building and building and building. And they're just exploring where they can go. And there's no really wrong. I mean, if they shift their weight forward, then just say, hey, can you bring some more weight into those legs? Can you find that 50-50? And you don't know what it is. We're not in their body, right? So you've just got to let them go. That's about it for this one. I love this one. Maybe next week we'll do the side one. Let me know if that's one you want to see. I love it. It feels like you're going to lose a rib. It's like, oh my God. But it's kind of the same thing. It's got that connection of the whole side activation, which is awesome. This one has more front and back. So again, you can work both with your client that you want or yourself. So anyway, enjoy your Wednesday. I'm going to get ready for my client, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.